The inaugural session of 16th International Conference of Chief Justices of the World began with the World Unity March by CMS students. The march was attended by all the participants of the World Judiciary Summit 2015 to call for the governments of the world and civil societies for enforceable international law enacted by a duly constituted World Parliament under a new world order.
We want world government.
It is time for the rule of law.
Enforceable international law is the idea whose time has come.
World leaders, last hope for the world's children.
May peace prevail on earth.
World leaders, please build a new political and economic order of the world.
We want a democratic world government.
No veto powers. One world government.
World leaders, strengthen the UN system.
We want world unity. We want world peace.
Let us empower the International Court of Justice.
World leaders, save our future and form a world government.
World leaders, give us our right to inherit a safe and healthy ecology.
World leaders, abolish the veto power.
Dr. Jagdish Gandhi, over the years, has introduced new concepts in the domain of education. CMS students and teachers often take out huge marches to drive home a point. Dr. Gandhi believes that the school must act as a lighthouse of society, providing meaningful education, spiritual direction, guidance and leadership to students in particular, and to the parents and the society in general. Thus, the rally comprised of students bearing flags of various nations, students holding flags of United Nations, students with globes in their hand, showing solidarity towards the united world order.
No veto powers. One world government.
World leaders, strengthen the UN system.
We want world unity. We want world peace.
Let us empower the International Court of Justice.
World leaders, save our future and form a world government.
World leaders, give us our right to inherit a safe and healthy ecology.
World leaders, abolish the veto power.
Friends, we are very honored to welcome you all to this 16th International Conference of Chief Justices of the World. Today the children have taken out a World Unity March along with honorable judges, asking to the world that now the time has come for the whole world to unite for the safety of children, for the security of children. There was a judgment given in Philippines by Honorable Mr. Justice Davide Hilario, the Chief Justice of Philippines, in which the 43 children from Philippines filed a case in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court, under the leadership of Chief Justice Hilario, gave the judgment and said children born and yet to be born have a right for safe ecology.
Unity March would clearly indicate that we love the future, especially for the future of our children, generations yet unborn. And so we have this concept of intergenerational responsibility, that we of this generation do not own this planet. We own this in trust for the people to follow, especially the children. And fortunately, the effort to preserve the environment for our children had earned a new meaning, because added to it is now the spiritual meaning. It is the duty not only of governments, but each one of us, because we have a common earth, and the common earth must be for all of us. We are united as one.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gandhi, for this opportunity to say a few words. The future belongs to our children, and therefore it is our responsibility and duty to ensure that we do not leave a world ravaged by war and conflict, but we leave behind a world of peace, a world in which they can have secured future based on education. And that is why the City Montessori School is such an important agent for such foundation.
We are very glad to attend this universal and international event, that's the 16th Conference of International Chief Justice of the World. Actually, this march refers to the future of these children. These children needs to private protection, needs to be live in a very decent life. Now we are fighting for all these goals, so as we thanks Mr. Gadish and his team.
The march then culminated into a huge gathering of students, teachers, heads of various governments, and legal luminaries at the CMS World Unity Convention Center auditorium.
Having love, peace and harmony. Let there be unity on earth. Let there be unity on earth. Let there be unity on earth. Forever and ever to be. Forever and ever to be. Forever and ever to be.
Chief guest for the occasion, General Dr. V.K. Singh, Minister of State for Statistics and Program Implementation and Minister of State for External Affairs and Overseas Indian Affairs, Government of India, joined the congregation for the inaugural session, which was presided over by Shri Mata Prasad Pandey, Speaker of the Uttar Pradesh Legislative Assembly. The procession of world parliamentarians and peace promoters were led by the principal of CMS Gomtinagar First Campus.
Singing so gracefully, can we please encourage these children? They are singing the tunes of harmony and peace all over the world.
The Taj Mahal, the Burj Dubai. No, the real wonders of the world are intangible things. The love of a mother, the protection of a father, the warmth of a family, the laughter of children, the security of a blissful present, and the promise of a bright future. And this is what war and violence destroy.
CMS has a mission of producing good and smart children with a global outlook. Through Model United Nations, children deliberated upon the necessity of international law. Here are the excerpts from the deliberations.
I hereby declare the House open for discussion. Yes, member nation Afghanistan, you are invited to give the opening address.
Our country is still ravaged by violence, and there is much that needs to be done. Sometimes it seems that the world sleeps while our region bleeds.
Thank you, member nation Afghanistan. Member nations, please volunteer. Yes, member nation Iran, please go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We are not happy with the action of Afghanistan restricting the flow of water from the dam over the river Helmand, which worsens the condition of drought in our city. We call for a better collaboration and understanding amongst nations, especially neighbors.
Yes, the delegate from Bangladesh, you are recognized. Please take the floor.
Thank you, Speaker, sir. We have called upon the International Tribunal on the Law of the Sea to settle our maritime boundary issues with India and Myanmar. The problem of the Rohingya people is one that we would like to address quickly.
Thank you, member nation Bangladesh. These are grave issues that must be resolved in the larger interest of the people of the subcontinent.
Dr. Gandhi introduced his chief guest, General Dr. V.K. Singh, and his guest of honor, Mr. Mata Prasad Pandey.
If the Franklin D. Roosevelt would have not called the meeting of the world leaders, what would happen to this world? If Robert Schuman, the Prime Minister of France, would have not called a meeting, what would have happened? We need a fourth visionary world leader. Our Prime Minister is doing a lot of good work. I feel that our Prime Minister should call a meeting of the world leaders, and the External Affairs Minister is here. Through him, I appeal to our Prime Minister to call a meeting of the world leaders immediately, as early as possible.
The day's proceedings began after the lamp lighting
Please
ceremony.
join us in this lighting of the lamp ceremony. Our honorable justices and judges, you are requested to please join us in the lighting of the lamp ceremony.
Students of various CMS campuses then presented an appeal developed under the direction of Ms. Farida Wahidi, head CMS Junior Youth Empowerment Program. The first appeal showcased historic judicial activism in the Philippines.
Honorable judges, children all over the world are the worst sufferers in any calamity. We suffer in silence at the hands of the adults for no fault of our own, but have no way to get justice. We humbly request you to uphold the rights of children and expand the principle of locus standi, as done by Honorable Justice Hilario David Jr., allowing children to bring cases for redressal in your courts.
The second appeal was on the plight of the Baha'i and Iranian students, their denial to the legitimate right to higher education.
Since 1979, the Iranian Baha'i youth have been systematically barred by the government of Islamic Republic of Iran from pursuing higher education as part of its ongoing policy to keep its largest non-Muslim religious minority on the margins of society. The consequences of this policy will be detrimental not only for the Baha'i community of Iran but also for the nation as a whole. Denying young people access to education is a denial of their right to exist as free and productive human beings.
In his welcome address, Honorable Mr. Justice A.P. Mishra, former Judge, Supreme Court of India and Chairman, Reception Committee of the conference, said this World Judiciary Summit year after year has a sacred purpose of bringing peace and unity in the world, an objective solution for future generation.
The youth of today, they have to continue, as has been waging war all over. Today we are having waves of terrorism, the waves of escalation of crime. The terrorists, apart from nuclear, people at the highest level of the state are threatening with a nuclear bomb. In this situation, the younger generation continue the wars of waging peace globally. This vibrate all around globally. I am sure the next generation will be the person who will be only speaking about peace, peace, and peace, nothing else.
Chief guest, General Dr. V.K. Singh, reminiscing the ideals often repeated in his school prayer of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, echoes today in this conference.
ईश्वर हमें समर्थ बना दे। ईश्वर हमें समर्थ बना दे, तन मन धन की शक्ति से, बने विश्व की सेवा हमसे। आज आप भी कह रहे हैं, बने विश्व की सेवा हमसे, ज्ञान कर्म और भक्ति से, हम में श्रद्धा और विनय हो, हम में श्रद्धा और विनय हो, हमको कहीं न कोई भय हो, दूर रहें आसक्ति से, ईश्वर हमें समर्थ बना दे। बस इतनी छोटी सी प्रार्थना थी। इसके मतलब में जाइएगा, आपको वो सब कुछ मिल जाएगा जो आज आप कह रहे हैं।
His Excellency Stejepan Mesic, former President of Republic of Croatia, said the trend in the international arena for the formation of international law is picking up.
It is fact true that external interventions, which it was claimed helped establish democracy, actually directly encouraged the birth of a monster known under the name of ISIS. Unipolar forces cannot come to terms with the fact that the modern world is and that it should be multipolar. Euro-Atlantic integrations designed and established with praiseworthy goals, even ideas, threaten to turn into recalculating structures in the service of a single policy, which, it is becoming more clear by the day, is not the policy of peace.
Mr. Shashi Shekhar, Editor-in-Chief, Hindustan newspaper, said, "Children are generally the soft targets of violence and brutality, yet they have the power to influence mindsets and bring in the necessary humanitarian changes."
ये बच्चा कैसा बच्चा है? ये बच्चा काला काला सा, ये बच्चा मटियाला सा, यह बच्चा भूखा भूखा सा, यह बच्चा सूखा सूखा सा, यह बच्चा किसका बच्चा है? यह बच्चा कैसा बच्चा है जो रेत पे तन्हा लेटा है, ना इसके पेट में रोटी है, ना इसके तन पर कपड़ा है, ना इसके सर पर टोपी है, ना इसके पैर में जूता है, ना इसके पास खिलौनों में कोई भालू है, कोई घोड़ा है, ना इसका जी बहलाने को कोई लोरी है, कोई झूला है, ना इसकी जेब में धेला है, ना इसके हाथ में पैसा है, ना इसके अम्मी अब्बू हैं, ना इसकी आपा खाला हैं, यह सारे जग में तन्हा है, यह बच्चा कैसा बच्चा है। अगर हम यहाँ से संकल्प लेकर जाएं, और याद रखिएगा क्रांतियाँ कभी भीड़ से नहीं आती, बहुत कम लोग सोचते हैं, एक विचार चीज़ों को पैदा करता है। मुझे लगता है कि एक विचार की शुरुआत CMS साल दर साल कर रहा है और एक दिन ये जरूर बरगद बनेगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
In his presidential address, Honorable Mr. Mata Prasad Pandey, Speaker of the Uttar Pradesh Legislative Assembly, said Dr. Ram Manohar had proposed this